Hey everybody, Ramey here, and today what I want to do is I want to talk to you about buying a new computer for college. Whether you're an undergrad or a master's level student, brand new, an 18-year-old just graduated, or whether you're 40, 45, 50 years old and are starting an undergrad or master's program, you probably are asking yourself, do I need a new computer for college? What kind should I get? What should I possibly buy? So let me tell you what you should look for and what you should be doing. So as a professor, what I like to tell my students is, first of all, make sure you get a laptop, especially if you're not taking fully online classes, you're like going to classes. I can tell you every undergrad has a laptop, so get a laptop. You don't want to get a desktop and then not be able to bring it to class. You need a laptop. You need something mobile. You need to be able to take it to the library or take it to a quiet space to work. And additionally, even if you're in an online program, sometimes you're going to need to go to like a Starbucks or a coffee place or somewhere, a library, and bring your computer. So I really, really recommend a laptop for a student. Okay, so we've got that out of the way. Next thing to ask ourselves, do we get a Mac or do we get a PC? I would say that I don't think this matters too much. I have students in my classes that have both, and I don't think it really makes that much of a difference what you have. Most faculty are aware that there are limitations with each kind of computer, so they try to use software that's going to run on both Macs and PCs. Now, having said that, you can't just have an iPad. That's not going to cut it. You really need a computer, a Mac or a PC. And additionally, you can't just have a Chromebook. I have students coming to my classes with a Chromebook and it doesn't run any software. You have to have a Mac or a PC. So keep that in mind. That's one of the big first things. Okay, so let's talk about computer specs, and we'll talk a little bit about brands. And, if your kid's like a computer science major, they're going to have a little different needs than someone who's like maybe an English major. So let's talk about some of that. So first of all, you're buying this computer and you want it, if you're a master's level student, you want it to last a minimum of 2 years, graduate level, minimum of 4 years. So you want your computer to last the whole time, right? So let's talk about some of the specs. And then we can talk a little bit about pricing and some stuff at the end too. So to start, RAM. RAM is the first thing you need to consider. 12 gigabytes. Don't go for 8. Honestly, like I was buying a computer that was 8 gigabytes 4 and 5 years ago, and that was low end then. So 8 gigabytes is way, way low end. Yes, it is the minimum that most software requires to run right now. Anywhere from 6 to 8 gigabytes. But guess what? In 4 years from now, that's what you don't want to buy the minimum now, because in 4 years, it's going to be way below the minimum. Buy a little padding there so that in 4 years, it's still running things. So 12 is the minimum. If you are a computer science student, if you are a communication student, like doing video or things like that, I would recommend 16 to 32 gigs without even thinking about it. Definitely. So think about that. Additionally, if you're that communications, computer science, instructional technology student, your video card matters. So my next upgrade after RAM is going to be a video card. I'm going to make sure I get an upgraded video card, because usually when you're buying these computers online, you have some choices and you can upgrade things. Video card would be the next thing after RAM. If you're just an average computer user, like English major, history, political science, where you're really just going to be typing papers, browsing the internet, not really using extensive like editing software or anything like that, the video card that comes with your computer is probably going to be just fine for your needs. All right. Next thing I would upgrade, if you're going to do upgrades, RAM first, video card second. Next thing I would worry about is processor. I like to really upgrade RAM and video card before I start worrying about upgraded processors. It's kind of the third thing on my list. So again, those tech majors, that's going to be your next thing you upgrade. Average computer user, you don't need to worry too much about that. All right. As far as brands, so if you're getting a Mac, obviously you don't have a choice. You're getting an Apple computer, and they are a little more pricey. So keep that in mind when you're purchasing your computer. As far as PC brands, any brand is going to be okay, but do a little research and try to see what you like. So probably the biggest thing I'm going to tell you as far as brands go is search for student discounts. You're a student now, so you get a discount on a computer, and it's usually a really good discount. Especially if you're buying, like right now it's July, so for the 2019-2020 school year, start looking in the next few weeks. All the major companies are going to have all kinds of specials. So in addition to a student discount, they're going to offer things like buy a computer, get an iPad, buy a computer, get this, or take an extra $500 off or something. So I like to look at the big companies. I personally prefer the companies like Dell, the big companies that offer a lot of support and I know are still going to be around in 4 to 6 years. Asus, Dell, there's a bunch of them, but I personally prefer, and they also cater really well to students. So that's one of the reasons I like those companies. So now, having said that, when you buy your computer, whether it's a Mac or a PC, get a warranty. Get a warranty for the amount of time you're going to be in school. So if you're an undergrad 4 years, get the 4-year warranty so that your computer you will definitely have it for that 4 years. Because I can't tell you how many times, how many students have come to me their junior year. I spilled drink on my computer. It's completely fried. I don't know what to do for the next year and a half. Because if I'm a student, I can't afford a brand new computer, blah, blah, blah. That happens. It's so common. I'm telling you, like 1 out of every 15 students breaks their computer every year. So get the warranty. The warranty is super important, especially for the laptop. It adds to the cost, but I usually tell people, like you're buying a car, like I'd say, don't buy the extended warranty, that kind of stuff. Computer, no, not the same thing. This is a laptop. You carry it around. Laptops break very easily. Just get the warranty. Trust me. I've learned that lesson myself the hard way. I've had computers work really well for a year and just die on me and out of warranty. So, and it's happened, and I take extreme care of them. It's happened with Macs. It's happened with PCs, a bunch of them throughout my life. So that's warranty. Okay, next thing. As far as price, this is a little tricky because everyone has a different budget. You can buy a decent on-sale laptop that's going to last you 4 years for $500+. I think that's like a bare minimum would be like that $500 to $700 mark. You can buy a pretty okay laptop that's going to last you. You can get that one that has the 12 gigabytes RAM for the $500-$600 and is going to work for the average student. Now, if you're talking about you're more on the tech end of things, you're going into a major that requires tech, you're going to be more at like that $700 to $900 mark. And these are minimums of what you're going to spend. So when you go into the store and you see the laptop for like $300, do not expect that to work well for 4 years. It is not going to. If you want to spend $300 every year or every other year, fine. But you're still going to end up paying the same amount. I would really just recommend getting, you do get what you pay for when you're talking about a machine. When you're buying a $300 computer, you're probably buying technology that's 10 years old. And you know how quickly your cell phones change? How well does your cell phone run when it's 10 years old? Computer's not much different. So just think about that. Max minimum you're spending is over $1,000 on a Mac. So there really isn't a such thing as a low-end Mac. But again, even for the Mac, upgrade that RAM to 12. It's worth it. So that's about the minimum I would spend. If you're like, you're not so concerned about the money. Let's just say you're not so concerned about the money, but you also don't want to spend $5,000 on a computer. Because if I could tell you to max everything out, my computer was $5,000, so I'm going to tell you to spend that much too. No, you don't. But I think a really good, average ballpark price for a machine is around $1,000. You can get a very good machine for anywhere from $900 to $1,200 that's going to last you easily for 4 years, run everything, let you play games, do some editing, video stuff, and it's going to work really well. So I think if you're shooting for that kind of number for 4 years, you're pretty good. You're doing well. But make sure you get the student discounts, because they make a big, $200 off $1,000 is 20%. So, you really, really want to look for those student discounts, and you're going to get free stuff. You get to get free iPad with the computer. You might not want it or need it. Sell it on eBay and you've made, a few $100s. But, you can use that iPad, bring it to school, bring it to classes, all kinds of neat stuff you can do with it. So you have to consider that when you're buying your machine. So definitely go out, look at deals, look at all the companies, see what they're offering, look at the student discounts. So warranty, upgrade RAM first, video card second, processor third. Look for warranties. As far as size of your machine goes, that's going to be a personal preference. I would definitely tell you to go into the store and check out some sizes. So like for me personally, 13 inches is a little too small to work with. I get kind of frustrated like typing a lot on 13 inches. I definitely can't do work on it. I can use it for emergencies and when I need to use it for a week because I'm traveling, fine. But using it permanently, not interested. 17 inches is what I like for a laptop. A lot of people think that's too big for them. So where do we fall? Right in the middle. 15 inches seems to be about perfect. 13 may be good though for you. Go into a store, play with some different sizes. You can go to Walmart, Best Buy, and take a look at what they have for sale too, but compare online. Compare the big sites like Dell, Asus, Apple, see what they're all offering, because it is worthwhile shopping for this. And that's it. Thank you.